Folks, in an absolutely shocking reveal, an accidental leak by the DOJ, the Department of Justice, reveals that the US government has secretly issued Google with keyword warrants that basically identify anyone searching for certain names, addresses, and phone numbers on the web. In a absolutely disgusting and shocking violation of personal privacy, the government is spying on your internet searches. This reveal has deep and severe consequences for everybody online. In other news, Joe Biden's approval rating craters to all-time lows, cratering to 38%, the lowest of his entire presidency, with 60% of independents saying they disapprove of Joe Biden. Is the Biden administration going down in flames? We will find out. Meanwhile, a massive Twitch data breach has just happened, as some report that 4chan hacked Twitch, revealing thousands of streamers' personal information, including encrypted passwords, source codes, and creator payouts. Is the hacker 4chan at it again? We will find out. But we're going to talk about all this and more before we do. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for updates for future content, and help promote the channel by sharing this content. Folks, we are in a war. Promoting content that you enjoy, especially when it's political and news in nature, is very important. I rely on viewers like you to share these videos, so thank you to everyone who gives a share. Another way to support the channel is to consider joining my Patreon or Subscribestar, as this channel is not monetized and is supported by viewers like you. Okay, let's just jump right in, folks. There's been a lot of talk lately about the debt ceiling. Democrats have been saying that they want to mint a $1 trillion coin to raise money to pay for the government. Many opponents are saying, of course, this will cause massive hyperinflation, and you have top business leaders, crying about a catastrophe and the economy. Folks, the US economy is in shambles. It really is. I'm just gonna tell you this. If they print this coin, expect the dollar to be worthless. If they raise the debt limit, expect the dollar to be worthless. Really, no matter what they do, the dollar is worthless. This is why I tell everyone to get into investing. Speaking of, I have a Webull affiliate link. You can find that down in the description. Join today, get 2 free stock, start investing, because dollars are going to be worthless, friends. But let's get to the meat of the story. Okay, here on the Daily Mail, an accidental leak reveals that the US government has secretly hit Google with keyword warrants to identify anyone searching for certain names, addresses, and phone numbers. Folks, this is absolutely terrifying. I really need you to understand just how important this story is. Here it says, investigators are secretly using keyword warrants to help track down criminals. This relatively new style of warrant is letting Google track down and provide user data to anyone who searches for specific names, addresses, or telephone numbers. Cybersecurity experts fear that keyword warrants set a precedent for breaching the Fourth Amendment against protection against unreasonable searches. So I want to explain this. Imagine that something big happened and it's breaking news. Maybe there's an attack, maybe a helicopter crashes, maybe a rumor happens, maybe a big political event occurs. If you search on the internet, tap, 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 for certain names, the government is hitting up Google with these warrants and telling them, give us all the information of the people who searched for this person or this address or this phone number. And they will hunt you down and they will know who you are. You will be under suspicion. The government is spying on your web searches. This used to be the stuff of conspiracy theories, and now it's real. It's happening. It's right, proven right again. Here the story says, the US government is using keyword warrants to uncover the identity of anyone who uses Google and other search engines for certain search items that may be related to a crime, according to a new report. The controversial practice, which is already drawing civil liberties concerns about sweeping government overreach, was revealed on Tuesday in accidentally unsealed court documents obtained by Forbes. Keyword warrants, which have been secretly employed for the last several years, are drawing backlash as many argue they violate the individual's constitutional protections against unreasonable search and seizure. Quote, Trawling through Google's search history database enables police to identify people merely based on what they may have been thinking about, for whatever reason, at some point in the past, said Jennifer Granick, Surveillance and Cybersecurity Counsel at the American Civil Liberties Union. This never-before-possible technique threatens the First Amendment interests and will inevitably sweep up innocent people, especially if the keyword terms are not unique and the time frame not precise. To make matters worse, police are currently doing this in secret, which insulates the practice from public debate and regulation. First of all, bravo to Jennifer Granick, who sees just how important this is. But let's move on to our next story. Here on the Daily Mail, Biden's approval rating craters to 38%. This is the lowest in his presidency. With 67% of all Americans opposing his border policies, while 50% think that he has screwed up the COVID response. These are very shocking numbers, folks, but also very encouraging. Here the story says, a new poll reveals President Biden's lowest approval rating yet, as Congress remains at an impasse at the sweeping spend plans that will define his presidency and the threat of debt default loom. So according to Quinnipiac University, only 38% approve of Biden's job as president, with 53% of the nation disapproving of Joe Biden. 3 weeks ago, it was 42% and 50%. So his numbers are going down, down, down. 4% of Republicans approve, 94% disapprove, and even after all this, 80% of the Democrats approve of the president's job, with only 10% disapproving. I think this goes to show you just how ignorant most Democrats are. To objectively believe that Biden is not doing a horrible job, you would have to be absolutely brainwashed, you would have to be a sheep, and you would have to be absolutely clueless. Right? But this is your average Democrat voter. They simply watch CNN for 5 minutes, read the headline of an article, say Orange Man is bad, and then they go about their day, right? They are NPCs. They ignore the economy, they ignore the inflation, and they are 100% demoralized and brainwashed. Joe Biden is hated by the majority of Americans. He is a total failure. But I guess that's the good news too, because this gives me some hope that we may be able to defeat this administration in the midterms and in 2024. And I want to show you, I want to prove to you that there is hope. Here on the Gateway Pundit, it's spreading. Kids in school bus chant F Joe Biden in Michigan as they pass massive anti-Biden rally. The other day and lately, I've been telling you about stories about people saying and chanting F Joe. And it's been happening in stadiums, it's been happening at political speeches, and now it's even happening in the schools. Folks, this is huge. Watch the following clip.
Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden!
We know these days that schools have basically become indoctrination centers. Yet you have actual children, teenagers, saying F Joe Biden. This is really surprising to me and gives me hope that the next generation is not as brainwashed and not as clueless as your modern Democrat. I'm sorry, but you need to pay attention to what's going on. Food prices are through the roof. Inflation is through the roof. The government is talking about minting $1 trillion coin. Honk honk. Give me a break. But speaking of Clown World, I want to talk a little bit about the Twitch hack. Here on GamerRevolution.com, Twitch hacked. How to protect yourself after reported 4chan hack. Here it says, Twitch has reportedly been hacked by 4chan.
You can't keep getting away with it!
With the streaming site allegedly suffering a data breach and evidence of the hack being leaked online, with a variety of information said to have been stolen, including encrypted passwords, the entirety of its source codes, and creator payouts. Users are strongly advised to protect their information as much as possible. According to Reuters, an anonymous hacker has claimed to have leaked Twitch data online. Twitch confirmed the breach and said its teams are working with urgency to understand the extent of this hack. Overall, 125 gigabytes of data was leaked, including information on Twitch's highest paid video game streamers since 2019, such as a 9.6 million payout to voice actors of the popular game Dungeons & Dragons, and $8.4 million to Canadian streamer XQCOW. Yeah, I saw this leak. It was really demoralizing seeing that Twitch streamers like Amaranth were making $1 million a month, right? Here I am on YouTube with no monetization. Man, that really struck a nerve. That we live in a society where you can play video games for 18 hours a day and get paid millions of dollars per year. With all due respect, I think that if you're an entertainer like Asmongold, I think those guys are great. But these Twitch thoughts, these women who prey on underage boys and teenagers so that they can take the credit card money and get money from all these simps, these jokes of men, it makes me sick to my stomach. Summit1G makes $5 million. You know, some of these people are cool, sure. But there's some people on here that are just terrible. Hassan Abi, $2.8 million. Hassan Piker is the worst. Absolutely the worst. For those of you who don't know, that is Shank Uger's nephew. The dude's a joke. He's a literal brainlet. Oh man, I am salty. I am demonetized. I am demoralized. I don't know what I have to do to get back in the YouTube partnership program, because ever since I haven't been there, it's been very, very bad for my channel's growth, for my channel. I can't. It hurts. But there you go. Apparently, Twitch got hacked by Anonymous. Ooh, scary. But that, my friends, is pretty much the story. There's really not much more to say. GOP states are revolting against Biden's bank snooping plans. Missouri and Arkansas joined Nebraska and West Virginia by refusing to comply for the IRS's plan to spy on accounts that register more than $600 in transactions. So that's something good, I suppose. People are rebelling. But that, my friends, is merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? Let me know by commenting down below in the comment section. As always, support the channel by joining me on Patreon or Subscribestar. Links are down below in the description. Thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.